What's up, beautiful humans? I'm about to share something with you that I've never talked about publicly before. 5 years ago, I was 40 pounds overweight, working a dead-end job that paid me $28,000 a year, and I was so anxious about everything that I couldn't even order pizza over the phone without my hands shaking. Today, I'm in the best shape of my life. I've built a multiple six-figure business, and last month, I gave a presentation to 500 people without breaking a sweat. The crazy part? It wasn't one big moment that changed everything. It was 10 tiny habits that seemed almost too simple to work. And here's what's going to blow your mind. These habits are so stupidly simple that you're going to think I'm lying to you. But stick around, because I'm going to tell you the exact moment each habit clicked for me. And by the end of this video, you're going to have a blueprint that can transform any area of your life. Let's go. Habit 1, the 2-minute rule. Habit number 1 is what I call the 2-minute rule, and this one literally saved my career. Picture this. It's 2019, I'm working at a marketing agency, and my desk looked like a tornado hit it. I had sticky notes everywhere, half-finished projects, and I was constantly stressed because I felt like I was drowning in tasks. One Tuesday morning, my boss walks by and just shakes his head at my desk. That was my wake-up call, so I implemented this rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Reply to that text, file that document, make that quick phone call. The first day, I knocked out like 15 small tasks in 30 minutes. Within 2 weeks, people started commenting on how on top of things I seemed. Within 6 months, I got promoted and a $15,000 raise, all because I stopped procrastinating on tiny tasks. Here's the magic. When you handle small things immediately, your brain stops carrying the mental weight of all those undone tasks. You free up mental energy for the big, important stuff that actually moves your life forward. Habit 2, the morning pages. Habit number 2 almost didn't happen because I thought it was too woo-woo for me. It's called morning pages, and it's simply writing 3 pages of stream of consciousness thoughts every morning. I discovered this during the darkest period of my life. My dad had just passed away. I was dealing with grief, and my anxiety was through the roof. I couldn't sleep, couldn't focus, and honestly, I was barely functioning. My therapist suggested journaling, but I kept making excuses. Finally, one morning at 5 a.m., because I couldn't sleep anyway, I grabbed a notebook and just started writing everything. My worries about money, missing my dad, being frustrated with my career, random thoughts about what I wanted for breakfast. I filled 3 pages with complete brain dump. Something incredible happened. For the first time in months, my mind felt quiet. It was like I had emptied all the mental trash that was cluttering up my headspace. I kept doing it every morning, and within a month, I was sleeping better, making clearer decisions, and I started getting these amazing creative ideas for side projects. The habit that seemed the most useless actually became my secret weapon for mental clarity. Habit 3, the compound workout habit. Number 3 transformed my body and my confidence in ways I never expected. I call it the compound workout principle, and it's dead simple. Focus on exercises that work multiple muscle groups at once. For years, I was that guy doing bicep curls and wondering why I wasn't getting stronger. I was 40 pounds overweight and weak. I couldn't do a single pull-up. I was embarrassed to take my shirt off at the beach. My confidence was in the toilet. Then I met this trainer named Marcus, who changed everything with one sentence. Stop trying to look strong and start trying to be strong. He introduced me to compound movements: squats, deadlifts, pull-ups, push-ups, movements that use your whole body. Here's what happened. In month 1, I lost 8 pounds. In month 3, I could do my first pull-up. By month 6, I had lost 35 pounds and gained more muscle than I had ever had in my life. But here's the crazy part. The physical transformation was nothing compared to the mental one. When you get physically stronger, everything else in your life starts to feel more manageable. Difficult conversations at work? No problem. Public speaking? Bring it on. There's something about knowing you can deadlift twice your body weight that makes other challenges feel smaller. Habit 4, the 10% rule. Habit number 4 is what allowed me to transition from my $28,000 job to building a 6-figure business, and it's called the 10% rule. Here's how it works. Whatever you earn, immediately put 10% toward learning new skills or building something on the side. Not saving, investing in yourself. When I was making $28,000, that meant $233 a month. I'll be honest, that was painful at first, but I used that money to take online courses, buy books, attend networking events, and eventually to build the equipment and skills I needed to start freelancing. The turning point came 18 months later. I had been doing video editing as a side hustle, and I landed a client who paid me $3,000 for a single project. That was more than I made in a month at my day job. But here's what's important. I only got that client because I had invested in a course that taught me advanced editing techniques. Within 2 years, my side hustle was making more than my day job. Within 3 years, I had replaced my income entirely and was making multiple six figures. The 10% rule didn't just change my bank account, it changed my entire relationship with money and possibilities. Habit 5, the gratitude snapshot. Habit number 5 sounds cheesy, but it's scientifically proven to rewire your brain for happiness. I call it the gratitude snapshot. Every single day, I take a mental snapshot of one specific moment I'm grateful for. Not just, I'm grateful for my family. That's too vague. I mean, one specific moment. Like yesterday, I was grateful for the exact moment my coffee was perfectly brewed and I was sitting in my favorite chair watching the sunrise. I started this habit during a really tough period when everything felt like it was going wrong. I had just failed at launching a business, I was stressed about money, and I was comparing myself to everyone on social media. My mindset was completely negative. But here's what the research shows. When you consistently notice and appreciate specific positive moments, your brain literally gets better at spotting good things. It's like training your mental muscles to focus on what's going right instead of what's going wrong. After 3 months of daily gratitude snapshots, people started commenting that I seemed happier and more positive. The crazy part is, my external circumstances hadn't changed much, but my internal world had completely shifted. Habit 6, the energy audit. Habit number 6 is something I wish someone had taught me when I was 22. It's called the energy audit, and it's about ruthlessly evaluating what gives you energy versus what drains it. I used to think being tired all the time was just part of adult life. I would come home from work exhausted, binge Netflix, scroll social media, and wonder why I never had energy for the things I actually wanted to do. Then I started tracking my energy levels throughout the day and what activities preceded high or low energy. The results shocked me. I discovered that certain people consistently left me feeling drained, even people I liked. I found out that checking social media first thing in the morning killed my motivation for the entire day. I realized that certain foods made me crash, while others sustained my energy for hours. So I made changes. I started limiting time with energy vampires. I deleted social media apps from my phone. I meal prepped foods that sustained my energy instead of killing it. Within a month, I had more energy than I'd had in years. That extra energy became the fuel for building my business, improving my relationships, and pursuing hobbies I actually cared about. When you audit and optimize your energy, you literally get more life out of your life. Habit 7, the skill stacking method. Habit number 7 is what made me irreplaceable in my career field, and I call it skill stacking. Instead of trying to be the best in the world at one thing, you combine multiple related skills to become uniquely valuable. Here's my story. I was an okay video editor. There are millions of people who can edit video better than me. But then I learned basic graphic design, still not revolutionary. Then I learned copywriting. Then I learned social media strategy. Then I learned basic web development. Individually, I was average at each skill. But combined, I became the guy who could edit your video, design your graphics, write compelling copy, optimize for social media, and build a landing page to convert viewers into customers. Suddenly, I wasn't competing with millions of video editors. I was competing with maybe a few dozen people who had my exact skill combination. This is how I went from charging $50 for a simple video edit to charging $5,000 for complete marketing campaigns. I wasn't necessarily better. I was just uniquely useful. Pick a core skill you're decent at. Then identify 2 to 3 complementary skills that would make you incredibly valuable. The magic happens at the intersection of your abilities. Habit 8, the 24-hour rule. Habit number 8 saved me from making countless stupid decisions, and it's called the 24-hour rule. For any significant decision, spending money, sending an emotional text, quitting a job, starting a business, I wait 24 hours before acting. This habit was born from embarrassment. 3 years ago, I got into an argument with a business partner over email. I was furious and wrote this scathing response that would have ended our partnership and probably burned bridges throughout our industry. I was about to hit send when my laptop battery died. By the time I plugged it back in, it was late, so I decided to send it in the morning. When I woke up and reread that email, I was mortified. It was harsh, unprofessional, and would have damaged my reputation. Instead, I wrote a completely different email, asking if we could hop on a call to work through the issue. We resolved everything in 20 minutes, and our partnership became stronger than ever. Now, I use the 24-hour rule for everything important: emotional purchases, relationship decisions, career moves. That one habit has saved me thousands of dollars and countless relationships. Strong emotions make terrible decision makers, but they're excellent advisors if you give them time to settle. Habit 9, the connection ritual. Habit number 9 transformed my relationships and my network, and I call it the connection ritual. Every week, I reach out to one person just to check in, with no agenda other than genuinely caring about their life. I used to be terrible at maintaining relationships. I would meet interesting people at events or through work, exchange contact information, and then never follow up. My network was basically non-existent, and I felt isolated even though I knew tons of people. Now, every Sunday, I pick one person from my contact list and send them a genuine message, not a mass text or generic LinkedIn message. I ask about something specific to their life, their kids, a project they were working on, a challenge they mentioned. Here's what happened. People started reaching out to me more often. I got referrals for business opportunities. I was invited to events and collaborations. But more importantly, I felt connected to a community of people who actually cared about my success. 3 of my biggest business opportunities in the last 2 years came directly from people I had maintained relationships with through this simple weekly habit. Your network isn't just who you know, it's who knows you care about them. Habit 10, the evening design. Habit number 10 changed how I sleep, how I wake up, and how I approach each day. It's called evening design, and it's about intentionally crafting the last hour before bed to set up tomorrow's success. For years, I would scroll social media until I fell asleep, wake up groggy, and start each day reactive and behind. My evenings were just recovery time from my days, and my mornings were scrambling to catch up. Now, my evening ritual is sacred. I shut off screens an hour before bed. I lay out clothes for tomorrow. I review what I accomplished today and set 3 priorities for tomorrow. I spend 10 minutes reading something that inspires me instead of something that stresses me. This one habit improved my sleep quality, which improved my morning energy, which improved my decision making, which improved my productivity, which improved my results. It's like a positive domino effect that starts the night before. When you design your evenings intentionally, you don't just rest better. You wake up with purpose and direction instead of chaos and overwhelm. Listen, beautiful humans, I shared these 10 habits because every single one of them transformed my life in ways I couldn't have imagined. But here's the thing. Information without action is just entertainment. You don't need to implement all 10 habits at once. Pick one that resonated with you most, just one. Master it for 30 days, then add another. Small, consistent changes compound into extraordinary transformations. 5 years ago, I was broke, out of shape, and anxious about everything. Today, I'm living a life I couldn't have dreamed of back then. The only difference? These habits. If they worked for me, they can work for you. Drop a comment below and tell me which habit you're starting with. I read every single comment, and I'm here cheering you on. Until next time, keep choosing happiness, keep growing, and remember, you're more capable than you know. And hey, if this video helped you, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're building a community of people who refuse to settle for ordinary lives. I'll see you in the next video.